I won't give up, taking all the time to get to you, and no one delivers any of the feelings that you do. I've saved my life, waiting for the dreams to all come true. Then I saw that you are everything I need to get me through. 'Cause we are connected in unity. We'll get far as long as it's you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Zhujiang Oceanarium. And today I've finally got some tanks to show, finally some actual aquatic animals and whatnot. So we made this little building here and I built 3 exhibits in it. So yeah, this build did take a bit longer than I expected. One reason because of the terrain in ZT2, which is still a problem you'll see now, and another reason because I wanted to do signs. So I made my own custom signs. These are using whale bites conservation signs, and I just skinned over them, so I'm not allowed to give those out, I don't think. They're not public domain, but if you wanna relax bike, if you wanna go make your own signs, I'll leave a link. I watched Best in Slots tutorial. I used that. It's pretty good. I think in the future I might try and learn more so I can make, I don't know, better signs, but for now this is what we got. because I feel like in things like aquariums or insect houses or say nocturnal houses, you're gonna have a lot of bare walls, so I think signs are quite needed to fill those up. So we got some signs here, some signs there. So this first exhibit, this is supposed to, from outside, yeah, this kind of the way I'm theming this, kind of you work your way from the shore of a beach and then you work into the ocean. So this kind of bit here is supposed to be a land hermit crab tank. There aren't any actual hermit crabs in Zoo Tycoon 2, not even land hermits, so just kind of pretend they're there, but they don't actually go in the water. They live on beaches, they scavenge in the beach, they only go to the water to lay their eggs and wet their shells, so they would be in here if they were a model, but otherwise just imagine, otherwise this entire opening area would have been a bit empty. So that's kind of like sandy beach, and then as we go we get to the rocky shore. It's over here, but first I want to show you the Japanese spiny lobster that we got. I'm trying to keep the animals in here to be Indo-Pacific, more Chinese, since this is a Chinese aquarium. And yeah, I know the sign should probably be in Mandarin, but I'm not that dedicated to go and translate them to Mandarin. Just take them in English, please. Yeah, so we got some lobster boys here. This tank doesn't actually have water in it, because all these rocks and stuff, they're on elevated paths, and trying to get water with the elevated paths is so difficult, and I managed to find lobster models that work out of water. Like, they aren't actual animals, these are just scenery items. It's kind of like Planet Coaster using animatronics pretending they're animals. But they move up and down. It's cool. One chilling right in the back there. And over here is the main tank, and like the thing that was probably most difficult to make. As you can see, the terrain is still, it's very glitchy, and I do not know how to fix this. But in this tank we have a few animals. See if you can see them. It just went dark, but there it is. You can see we got some cat sharks in here. We've got quite a few animals. See, I made some signs. So we'll look at the signs now, but this tank is supposed to be a Rocky Shores tank. It's supposed to be an educational one to show the zonation on the Rocky Shore. So this little machine here is supposed to be like a wave / tidal device. So the water will rise and fall, kind of imitating that of a rocky shore. So at the top here there'd like be no water, so things like snails and limpets would sit up here to escape predators, and then as you go further down it gets more wet. It's like we have our crabs over here, and then you do have some puddles. I don't know if, see, there's some puddles there's probably some up there, and as then you get into the actual water, this is like the subtidal region where you have, it's permanently wet, you have lots of algae, lots of life. So that's kind of the concept for this exhibit, to show the different tidal zones. So there'll be the upper tidal zone, the mid tidal zone, the lower tidal zone, and then subtidal zone. And in theory all these animals would be in this exhibit, but they don't have models. So like limpets, we don't have limpets to tycoons, we don't have periwinkle snails, but limpets and snails would be like right at the top. We don't have chitons, but they would be like in the middle layer. I did put urchins in, we can go check them out a bit. There are cushion stars models, I believe, but I couldn't get them to download, and we do have feather stars in there. And all of these animals, they're all in there. The red rock crab, the chain cat shark, and the feather worm. So we can go check this out, I guess. It's a bit glitchy, like I used a combination of terrain and water. Probably best if I have an aerial view. You can see there are little bits with water in, because that's what would happen in the in a realistic tidal zone. So there are actually only like, there's one vertebrate in here, which is the cat shark, but there are quite a few animals that in theory would be here. Like we have these crabs, and cat sharks do eat crabs, but the thing with this exhibit is realistically crabs would move up the rocks to escape predators, so that's what would happen in this exhibit. And if we go and let's see if we can take a peek at the cat shark. Yeah, here we got a cat shark. They're very small, they can live in the shallow water, so we got some anemones there. See, this is a feather star, I believe. Lots of algae. Yeah, here we got some urchins. Look a bit weird, but it's the only model I had. And I think we have to pause to get up. Yeah, we have some more urchins. More anemones. This here would be a feather worm, this green thing. So yeah, there's quite a bit of animals, just not moving ones, more sessile animals, but animals still there in this tank. And I kind of like the turnout, just don't like the terrain. Like these, I think it's the fountains that are messing up the terrain. Because when I had fountains coming from there all the way along here, this entire terrain would just shoot up. So maybe in the future I'll make this an entire tank and not just a combination of land and water. Just have a tank that might be a bit better in terms of terrain wise, and then just have the rocks on elevated paths. And also if I have it a tank I can increase the water level to show how it would be, but for now I really wanted to get this video out because I've been working on it for a while. And if we go up here we have another entrance. It's a bit buggy over here, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think up here we'll put some like food stalls or something. Don't know yet. But it's another way to get into the aquarium, and if you go further along there we're gonna build up this section. So it's still work in progress, all of this here. And I do have a little behind the scenes area. So I'm hoping we can do maybe a kind of tour thing. Like have a little path where guests can go behind the scenes and see what happens in the aquarium. So there'll be like a lot of pipes and stuff here that guests can come along. Because I think I saw Georgia Aquarium, they have a behind the scenes tour, so I got inspired by that. It's kind of, they had the wave, like they have a wave machine thing, and that's where I saw the tour thing from. We're looking for ideas to build this thing, this wave or tidal controller thingy, machine, whatever. So yeah, and I couldn't really hide this part up here because most of this exhibit has to be exposed. And we also have a big glass roof so that the sun comes in, so that way you get the similar effect on the rocky shores because the sun does dry up the rocks and stuff. So yeah, we've got the sun effect coming through. And I guess if you from down here you can see people taking tours up there. I guess that's all I got to show for today. In future we'll build more aquariums and stuff. Hopefully it won't, this is like a big exhibit. Of the next ones will be smaller ones like this rock lobster exhibit. So that's the Rocky Bay exhibit. Oh, Rocky Shore, sorry. Yeah, in real life it probably seems like a nice concept. You'd have a lot of more animals. I'm not sure if it would be interesting to guess though, because there's a lot of sessile animals, but I find it interesting. I think it would be a pretty cool educational exhibit. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which hopefully won't take long to come out. I'm pretty busy, but I'll try. Bye!